But let's move on to the main event of the evening. The reason that we're talking about this, we got a featherweight matchup on hand in which we have Chin Sung Jung, aka the Korean Zombie, going up against Dan 50K Ige, whereas Korean Zombie is 16-6 and is the minus 105 underdog. And then you got Dan Ige, he's 15-3 and is the minus 115 favorite. What do you see in this matchup?
A super close fight and also an absolute war. Korean Zombie is going to move forward and use his kickboxing to back Ige up to set up for the eventual takedown. We know this. We've seen this, which I don't think will be super successful. I expect him to keep the fight standing. His chin has been one of his strengths as he's gone to war with guys like Ryan Ortega, Yair Rodriguez, Jose Aldo, Dustin Poirier. And I expect him to be prepared for another war with 50K Ige. Ige isn't going to back down from an aggressive fighter. But he's going to use his jab to set up combos and mix in leg kicks to prevent the takedowns. He's a well-rounded fighter and can get it done in various ways. But three out of his last 4 fights have gone to the judges. I expect this to go to the judges as well. I expect this to be a absolute bloodbath. It's seeing Korean Zombie's name up there, you get excited as an MMA fan because you know this guy leaves his heart, his soul, his body, his mind, everything in the octagon, and he shows out for the fans. What's amazing about this is that he's only fought 22 times. I feel like I've seen him fight 100 times, but fighting out of South Korea, there's rules over there as far as like the military, and he's had to take care of national obligations. Long story short, I don't know where I was going with this. I'm going with Dan Ige by decision. He hasn't failed me in any of my picks on Cage My IQ. I know you picked against him when he fought Gavin Tucker, so I'm very curious to see where you go here and who you go with. So let me know. Let me know where you're at.
Don't remind me of that pick because Gavin Tucker let me down. He should have got the knockout, but because of his indecisiveness with either going with the strike or the takedown, that's what got him knocked out because he was the quicker striker in that, but he thought about doing the takedown, and that's why he lost. Yeah. But in this matchup, you got Korean Zombie. He's from South Korea. He fights out of Pohang, South Korea. He's 34 years old. He is 146 pounds, 5'7", with a 72-inch reach, and he fights out Fight Ready MMA and then Korean Zombie MMA gym. And then you got Dan Ige. He fights out of Halola, Hawaii. He's 29 years old, 145 pounds, 5'7", with a 71-inch reach, and he fights out Extreme Couture gym. You got Korean Zombie. He's always moving forward and leaves his hands down to beat the opponent into throwing at him so he can get him with the counterattack. He has a nice uppercut and counter two combination and a stiff jab. He has a smooth transition in the grappling game and uses a wide range of submissions to lock on opponents. He has great pace and a granite chin, and then he has a really good takedown defense. He's prone to leg kicks and tends to get popped often where the damage incoming increases. And then, of course, just like you said before, it seems like he's fought a lot more, but he hasn't because of the military obligations that he had. So he had like a 2-year gap where he didn't fight before he came back. And then you got Dan Ige, who's quick and fast with his hands. He's always moving and likes to throw combinations. His style asks for him to fight in the pocket and attack. He tends to drive through opponents to try to get the takedown and needs to improve ground defense. It struggles against better strikers who can stuff his takedown, and he has knockout power, and then his pace usually slows down later in the fight, which benefits Korean Zombie. I feel like in this matchup, he's going to go for the takedowns because they can both stand and trade, but I think for some reason he's going to go for the takedown, and it's not going to work well because Korean Zombie is well known for his defense. If he tries to do that, it's going to put himself into situations where he's going to get taken down. And then you could see Korean Zombie get a submission. But I feel like in this matchup, they're going to start stand up and trading. I don't think it's going to end well for Dan Ige because, as you know, Dan Ige, every time he gets this chance at a limelight fight against good competition. He doesn't have a good showing. He just had one with Calvin Cater, didn't go well. He lost that fight, and then he was relegated to fighting Gavin Tucker, and I thought Gavin Tucker could have finished him had he had not made the decisions that he made in the first 20 seconds. But I'm going balls out right now. I'm going first round knockout by Korean Zombie. I think he's going to knock him out. He has the power, and Dana Ige has shown that he can get beat. So I got Korean Zombie first round knockout.
Wow. Yeah, you're going balls out. You said, yeah, that's wild. I don't know, man. I don't know. You picking, I'm speechless. You picking Korean Zombie ensures that I'm going to win this week again, because Dan Ige is your Achilles heel. You always pick against him, and he wins.
That was only one time to pick against him.
It doesn't matter. That's all that matters right now. Is it's just one person. So let's play our favorite game that we play every week when we talk our finale main event picks. What's next for the winner, right? Because it's usually a ranked guy. We talked about it last week. We've talked about it before with Biggie Boy and everybody going. Who did Biggie Boy just fight? Tybura? No, he didn't fight Tybura. Who did Rosenstrike just fight? Oh, Sakai. Yeah,
Sakai. And then what? And guess what? He's fighting Curtis Blades, like I said.
We both said it. So what's next for the winner of this matchup? So you have Korean Zombie. He's number 4 in the UFC rankings. You have Dan Ige, who's number 8 in the rankings. Holloway's booked. Ortega's booked. Volkanovski's booked. Cater's booked, correct?
Yep.
So, is Korean Zombie going to wait another year and then maybe get the winner of Holloway's fight?
Well, you got right here, as you see here, he's ranked number 4, and then Ige's number 8. Say Ige wins, it really depends on Josh Emmett, because he's coming back from injury from his fight against Shane Burgos, and he's been out because of that injury. I don't see him getting the rematch against Calvin Cater. I could see him fight Josh Emmett when he comes back, because everybody else is active. Max Holloway has Yair Rodriguez. Brian Ortega has Volkanovski. Yep. And then he's fighting Korean Zombie right now. So and then he lost to Calvin Cater. So I could see Ige fighting Arnold Allen or Emmett, but I'm going to go say he's going to do Arnold Allen. That would be a good matchup for him. Whereas, say, Korean Zombie wins, I could see a Korean Zombie Calvin Cater matchup.
I would love that, number 1. That's what I would like to see. I don't think so. If Korean Zombie wins, I don't think he gets the winner of Holloway and Yair. I think that's the next title defense. If Holloway, Holloway, I know we're going to talk about this in the summer, but I think Holloway wins that fight. And I think he gets the immediate rematch against Brian Ortega, because I think Ortega is going to beat Volkanovski. So you have another war right there, right?
Yeah.
Yair and Zombie would be great. There's bad blood there with that last second reverse elbow. But Calvin Cater and the winner of this would be great, even if it is Ige. But if Ige wins this, or regardless of who wins this, you know who I think is going to get the shot?
Who?
Giga.
It's going to take him time to reach that point, because he's at 10 right now. And then I personally want to see him fight Edson Barbosa. I want that.
Oh my God.
I want the battle of the leg kicks.
My legs hurt right now thinking about that. Like, that's a dream matchup right there.
Exactly.
I think Barbosa's going to get Emmett, and I think Giga should get Arnold.
Okay.
And now everybody's fought in this calendar year.
Exactly. Yep.
And then, Dana and everybody can just work from there and try to figure out where to go. Because, if Ortega loses, Calvin Cater versus Ortega would be good. Yair, if Ige wins, Ige, Yair. And it's just based on who, where we fall. But it's again, who wins, right? If the 8 seed upsets the 4 seed, the rankings are all shooken up. If the 4 seed beats the 8 seed like he's supposed to, then we're back to square one, and then you just have to match 6, 7, 10, and 9. So, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities in this. That's why I like predicting this, because you never know who's going to win, who's going to lose, and then
Yeah.
who's going to get to fight who. But that'll wrap things up with the UFC Vegas 29 preview with us. You got anything to say before we get going?
No, I just hope I win another week, to be honest with you. I did not feel confident going in this. So if you're watching this and trying to base our picks, your picks off of our picks, go to OddsJam and figure out what the professionals say. We're trying. But last week, if you took my picks, you're welcome.
Yep. But before we get going,